Alfablazing, and welcome back to a new video of Splatoon 2. Now I'm here for part 46, and you might be thinking, hey Alfablazing, why are you dressed like some sort of, sports player? And I'll tell you why. Because I just thought to myself, because I went to an AFL game recently, and I was like, yeah, maybe I'll just speak my opinions on what AFL is like, and why, just what my opinions are about it, because, I went to a game, I myself am not a big fan about it, and I'm just going to express why that is. So if you're, anticipating that, you're going to have to wait a few seconds longer. So let's go with the Kraken Splat Roller. I decided to go with this weapon along with the theme, because, AFL players are pretty aggressive, and that's a pretty aggressive weapon. So yeah, let's get right into it. So let's go, and, let's find out my opinion. So I'll see you guys for that. Now! Alrighty, here we are with the first match with the Kraken Splat Roller. Now, off the bat, I'm just going to say, AFL, I went to a match recently. It was the Hawthorn versus Melbourne match. I mean, as a family, we go for Melbourne rather, but we're not big on AFL, and we don't really, we're not like, apparently it's sort of standard Australian stuff to like love the AFL apparently, so apparently I'm not Australian, so that's something. But I don't know, I just don't really find it as amusing as other sports. As obviously, my favourite sport is basketball, but I don't know, I've just never found AFL nearly as amusing. Because, I don't know, it's just, of course I can understand the fact that the pitch is huge and it's hard to get, hard to run up and down with such, speed. But I just prefer a game with a bit more pace behind it. And I can understand why it's hard for them to run all that time and, do it. And they've got 4 quarters, remaining half an hour, so that's, a good 2 hours, maybe more, if there's, like, a tie in the match, or whatever it may be, fouls, or whatever it may be. Anyway, so that's, that's besides the point, but I can understand why it's hard for them to, run up and down all that time, but I just prefer a game with a bit more pace behind it, because, I don't know, I find the people who are just, maybe, people are forward, and people are, doing their thing, and, they're just, pushing the ball forward and kicking it and passing it around and whatever. And the people in defense and, in mid, well, some of the people in mid would push forward, but the people in defense sort of just stand there and they're just sort of standing around waiting for it to switch over. Which I can understand it's their job to be in defense, but I don't know, I just feel they could, they could push up a bit further. And then they could sort of, run back, maybe jog back if, things start to switch over. Because, I don't know, I suppose it kind of makes sense that it, isn't really, how do I explain this? It's sort of hard to, sort of maintain a great defense while also, having a great offense as well. But I reckon if you had all your players down there with, defense, with a, with an offense, you'd probably, get a little screwed over if the opposition managed to scramble the ball out of your hands, and then they'd be able to just kick it to one player down at the other end. And then from there, they'd be able to score a goal. The other part that's sort of a bit weird is, why is a goal 6 points? I don't really understand that. Like, they could have chosen any number, but they chose 6. Like, 5 would be a good number. It's nice and, it's very universally known, like the number 5. I don't know. The number 5 is a very sort of universal, sort of number. I don't know, it's used a lot in a lot of things, 5. It's sort of a well-rounded. I know it's an odd number, but it's sort of used a lot for a lot of things, So I can understand, why people are, I'm just a bit skeptical about why they chose 6. Like, if they could have chosen 5, they could have chosen 2, but they chose 6. So I don't really have too much of an issue with that part of the game. It's just a bit, annoying. And then the thing that really annoys me the most is just, the spectators, the people that are playing it. Not the people that are playing it. The people that are watching it really, I don't know, they put it's not stupid annoying, but it's just a little, like, annoying at times, because, they sort of yell stupid stuff, and people, get drunk, because obviously, they're there to enjoy themselves. I can get that, I can understand that, but, it's just a bit annoying sometimes, what people scream out and stuff. It's just a bit weird at times. I don't really get it. Like, I'll go into a bit more detail into the next match, so I'll see you guys for that. Now, we are back with another match with the Kraken Splat Roller. I'm just going to stick with this weapon as, I don't know, I die to rollers all the time, so using one isn't exactly, the worst thing I could possibly do. I want to give them a bit of a taste of their own medicine is always, I guess anyone could rebuttal with that, but I don't know, I just seem to get, the bad end of the stick when it comes to rollers a lot. I mean, I don't know, I don't, watch my friends do Splatoon because, I don't know, my other friends, they don't really make Splatoon videos, so it's sort of hard with that, but I mean, it's hard to, I don't imagine they die to rollers nearly as much as I do, so that's sort of my rebuttal there. So back to it, hop forth to it. I think the most annoying thing about AFL is that all my friends like it and I don't. Like, the vast majority of people like it and I'm just, one of those rare, those rare Australian people who don't like AFL. And I'm not expecting, people's opinions to change just for mine because I don't like it. I'm not expecting their opinion to change just because I don't like it, it makes sense. But it's just really annoying when people always talk about, round 3 is going to be so-and-so versus so-and-so. Oh, that's going to be a great game. Oh, I can't come to this because of the AFL. It's just like, I know, sometimes apparently AFL is, really important to Australia. I get it because obviously it's the Australian Football League. But it's just like, you would really sort of skip hanging out with your friends and doing, stuff like that, like, going out to dinner with your friends and stuff like that, just for an AFL game where, maybe you're not going with your friends there anyway. I don't know if it's that important. And I've got this one friend who's just really into it, and it just drives me nuts, because he always brings it up, and he knows I hate it, and he just always brings it up, and it really drives me up the wall. It's like I'm in a prison wall, and it's white. You know how, when you get put in solitary in prison and, the walls are white and people go insane? Oh my god. It's a disconnect. It's almost as annoying as AFL itself. Alright, we are back for another match with the Crack on Splat roller. I decided to change the shirt to the Slash King shirt because, in AFL they sort of wear, Guernseys. I don't know why they call them Guernseys. Just call it a jersey. That's another thing I really find weird about AFL, and it's just annoying. Like, why call it a Guernsey? Just call it a jersey like every other sport does. Like, basketball, other sports, it's called a jersey. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure in rugby and other sports, like, rugby, and I'm not sure American football either. Do they call it Guernseys? If you're, from America or from, Britain and you're really into rugby, or if you're from America and you're really into American football, do they call it Guernseys or, do they call it a jersey? And I'd like to know in the comments section below. Please let me know that because I am really curious. Because that's one of my, little points that I want to touch on now. Alright, I've got competition with this other, roller. Okay, yeah, another thing about AFL is that there is no protection. Like, there's barely any, protection against, solid hits. And of course, that makes up for some really bad injuries, which is actually, like, I don't know why they don't, have any, sort of proper protection. I mean, they don't really have any sort of laws. I mean, not laws, rather. They don't have much protection against hard hits, and it's sort of silly, really, because, players can get seriously injured in AFL. Like, it's not a joke. People can get brain damage. People can, really dislocate their arms and, do a bunch of different things to themselves. They can really hurt themselves in the AFL, which is another reason why I find it really... I mean, of course, it's a hard game. So is rugby and a bunch of other, oblong ball sports, oval ball sports, sort of like that. I can understand, but, there's just barely any protection, and there's no pads or anything, and it's really weird, and I don't understand why they wouldn't, give that protection to the people who play it so that they don't have to, potentially risk their, some circumstances lies, but that's very rare, some people can ruin their career just by playing AFL itself. Like, people obviously do AFL for a career, and they can ruin their career for, months on end just because of an injury. And injuries happen all the time. You hear it in the news. So-and-so has injured himself from, one team. So-and-so has injured himself this way from another team. It happens all the time. And I really don't see why they, don't have better protection to, stop that happening. And, so many players get injured and so many people can't play for months on end just because of that. And I think it's really silly that they wouldn't, go to better precautions to protect the players from, injuries and stuff. I mean, maybe in, future, maybe, the government or something will insist upon better protection, but I don't know when that's going to happen. But I hope that it does soon so that, people obviously don't have to stop playing what they love playing, which is AFL in their case. Obviously not mine, but, so that they don't, screw their sort of career over. like that. It's really bad, and I think it's sort of silly how, you know, that sort of happens, and I wish they would, you know, implement that. So, and another point is, yeah, I've already addressed it, but my friends just, it goes on forever and ever. It's just, you know, it's even worse. Like, you know, it'll be a topic like completely not related to AFL, and then, you know, you've got friends that like to just bring it up, and it's just like, oh great, I can't really relate to this subject now because I despise it and I really don't like it. So I'm just gonna go and do my thing and go play basketball at recess, as opposed to, you know, talking to my friends who are probably talking about AFL. Sometimes they may be talking about something else, but, you know, then it will turn to AFL. And, you know, my best friends, like, one of them in particular is just, whoa, I cannot stand it. It's a reason. I really, you know, the only reason he does it is because he knows that it bothers me so much, and it annoys me to, like, a point where I almost feel like, F5 him or something. You know, it really does that to me. It's so frustrating, and I really just, you know, have to go through break. You know, I have to really, you know, try my best not to, you know, flip that switch and let off an inferno and a seething flame in my head and go completely outraged, ballistic, you know, close combat overdrive on him. So it's really hard, and I just wish he would stop. It's just, wow. For people who know me personally, please do not write his name in the comment section below, because I don't want to expose anyone. I really would rather not, honestly. And if you do, I don't know what I'll do about it. I'll have I think he can report comments. I might do that if you do. So, I mean, it might sound ridiculous, but I just, you know, don't want to, you know, put anybody to shame, and I don't want to give anyone, I don't want to put anyone to shame by, you know, having their name in the comment section of one of my videos. So I really don't want that to happen, so please don't. Enough about that, and about not getting exposed and all that jazz. Let's take you out, and then continue with my tangent on AFL and why it's annoying. Alright. Oh, there's a connection error, okay. Oh, stop, please, connection. Oh my god, don't do this to me, don't. Come on. Alright, cool, nice. Oh, everybody's gone. Alright, I'll just talk then. There's nobody left, but I can just continue talking until it's over, I suppose. So, yeah, it's just the people there, the spectators are really annoying. They'll just, you know, scream something out loud. They'll say, oh, Isaac, do something, or, I'm not surprised Ruffy missed it, or, you know, they'll just scream something like, okay, well, I'm just going to continue talking anyway. So, when somebody's got the ball, when another player on the opposition side goes for a tackle and does all that jazz, and they don't get rid of the ball in, I think it's 3 seconds or something, it's called a holding the ball, and, you know, everybody screams ball if the ref doesn't call it, and I'm just like, yes, okay, that's a thing, but the ref already, I just don't think, you know, I can understand when it's annoying refs don't do their job, but, you know, I think AFL's just, you know, the worst when it comes to refereeing, because, you know, the people there are just so, you know, aggressive, and, you know, I mean, I've got nothing against aggression. I like my aggression when I play basketball. I like going in hard, but I just, you know, don't really, I just don't scream out at the top of my lungs at the ref saying, like, I just don't really see the point. I mean, I know it can be frustrating sometimes, but I just don't see the point. So, I think I might just end off the episode, because, you know, it's been a lot of disconnects, and it's not really going any further. And, yeah, this video was way different, because this was more of a big old tangent on one subject, and if you guys prefer these sort of videos, let me know. Because, I mean, in a lot of my videos, you know, all of my videos so far have just been me talking about what spontaneously comes to my mind, and those are really fun, but talking about a specific subject might also be fun, and if you guys like the idea of that, you guys can tell me, like, you know, what you want me to talk about, like my opinions on something else, and I can, you know, address that while doing a ranked mode or whatever it may be. And, you know, have gameplay in the background to occupy you guys while I'm talking about my opinion, so that might be fun. So I'm going to address this video out in the main square, so I'll see you guys out there! This video has been a lot of fun. I mean, it's a very different video. It's been me going on a big spiel about one particular subject. If you guys have, if you enjoyed these type of videos, comment below or tweet at me any sort of subjects you want me to touch on my opinions of, and I can, talk about them you know, in another video, and that would be fun. I mean, I like my other style of videos, which is just me talking about things like come to mind in when I'm, you know, recording them in that moment then and there. But for this video, I was just deciding something different, maybe a bit of a twist on the whole, you know, idea. So if you have enjoyed this video, please blaze that button just in the face. If we could reach 4 likes, that'd be absolutely mind-boggling, bro. You're blazing. Please blaze it up in the comment section below, letting me know any suggestions you may have as to how I can improve the quality of my videos, and anything positive you wish to tell me about what I'm doing well. Please share this video with your friends and others you may know who like Splatoon 2 stuff, who would like, you know, someone like me who rages a lot, and would like someone like me who, you know, is, who, has an opinion on AFL and might want to know mine. Maybe they don't, but maybe you might find it funny to find someone who has an opinion that is contradicting to theirs, and you might get a get of watching their reaction to that. So yeah. And please check out my Twitter. That is where you can leave suggestions for other things for me to talk about in other videos, and other weapons and gear set suggestions for other videos as well, and other themes for videos where I don't have to touch on anything in particular. And it's also where, you know, it's polls and, you know, if I'm away for one video, that's where I'll be letting you guys know about that sort of stuff. So Twitter is the place to go if you want to know about all that sort of stuff. Please hit the notifications bell so that you'll be updated about when I upload any videos that you may want to see. And please check out the playlist so that you guys can binge this series and, you know, enjoy it and just watch it back to back. So you know, if you're having, if you're having trouble finding something to do like I sometimes am, you know, you can just, you know, watch this series back to back and that'll occupy you. And please subscribe for more great gaming content in the future, like, you know, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I'm doing that when it comes out. And Smash Bros, I'll be covering that well in depth. So until next time, guys, this is Alfablazing. Fire away!